Clarence Hill, DLLS Cowboys, with my man Albert Breer, Mr. SI, Mr. Monday Morning Quarterback. New Monday Morning Quarterback, right?
Yeah.
New Monday. Took over Peter King doing that Monday Morning Quarterback thing here at Cowboys Camp. First day here. You missed all the drama, but the drama never stopped with the Cowboys. Micah Parsons demanding a trade, but yet he's out here in his uniform.
Yeah, it's a different situation. It's definitely different from the last few they've had. I think the interesting thing about like digging around on this, Clarence, has been that I think the situation is similar to the last couple that they dealt with. Dak last year, CD last year, Zach Martin the year before that. It's just every player handles it a little bit differently, and for one reason or another, it seems like when they get to camp, talk stop, and they don't really, and there's not an urgency to get it done. Now we can argue whether or not that's the right way to go. Does it put the player at risk when you get closer to the season? But this is still something I think is going to get done. It just could take a while. And if you look at the history of it, how long it took Zach to get his deal, how long it took CD to get his deal, how long it took Dak to get his deal, I think in all those cases, they were already back in Dallas. They weren't in California. So
Dak was here. He didn't miss anything, but the other guys.
No, Dak was here, but the deal got done. They were gone.
Yeah, well,
right.
Dak got done the morning of the season opener.
Right,
I mean,
right.
It's crazy. So it's not the environment you want to prepare a team. Even if you get Micah done, if he's not in practice, you're putting him at risk for injury.
Right.
You know, early in the season, soft tissue injury, and like you've covered the league a long time. I've covered the league a long time. I've never seen a guy ask for a trade, demand a trade, and then show up for practice.
Yeah, it's,
you know what I'm saying?
It's like, definitely a little different. I mean, the McLaurin situation, I think, is somewhat similar, but Terry, remember, started as a holdout.
Right.
And then came back and held in. And with Terry's situation, it's a little bit more like, I'm trying this lever, I'm trying that lever. Like, he's trying to do something to spark talks, and they have been talking. So that's a little bit different. In this situation, they haven't been talking, you know? And so that's what makes this one a little bit different. But again, like, it's sort of the same pace they had on Dak. It's sort of the same pace they had on CD for one reason or another. And we can argue whether it's about putting attention on the team or not. For one reason or another, Jerry likes to do these closer to the season. And, you know, really, as you know, and you know better than me, having been around here for a long time, there's one guy who sets the pace of the discussions. And if that guy doesn't want to pick up the pace, then you are where you are.
Oh, no doubt. And Jerry's getting ready. He's still in his Netflix documentary.
Right,
you know,
which is what, in 2 weeks? I think?
We're selling it. Yeah. And in the documentary, it said soap opera 365.
Yep.
Why is it a soap opera 365? Because of you, Jerry.
Yeah, but that's what he wants.
Right.
I mean, look, like the Cowboys have become a big story now again this summer, and not that the Cowboys wouldn't always be a big story. That's one of the first things you guys taught me when I was down here working with you guys. Like that, everything with the Cowboys is magnified, but this is something that's becoming now a big daily story.
Right.
And I think Jerry likes the drama. I think he's been pretty open about that. I'm not sure Micah doesn't like the drama. Like, I think that there's some element of like, this is, one of our colleagues over there called it professional wrestling. I think there is an element of that. It might not be quite that, but there is an element of that with everything that's going on.
One thing I've always said is that Jerry's done a number of deals going back to '89. Oil and gas, the art of the deal. You know, he likes to negotiate. And it's sport, it's a game, okay? And it's because he already knows I'm going to get something done. For a player's personal, this is the first time they really get to negotiate. This is the first time, say, Michael's been in the league 4 years, right? The first 3 years, the organization loves him.
Right.
Fans love him. Now it's the first time you're at odds with the organization of a contract. And so every little joke comes across as a slight. Right. Like the Ziku. Or it all comes across as a slight, you know, and so it's personal for the player. Jerry's just having fun.
Yeah, and that's sort of what it is. It's like if you're going through a contract dispute. I mean, look, like everybody's dream that plays here is to get to the NFL, obviously, but then the next dream after that is to get life-changing money, and that's the point where Zeke was at, where CD was at last summer. Zach and Dak are a little bit different because they were already past their second contracts, but you get to the point where you're making life-changing money, so it can be a little bit of a tense time for a player. And so like because you're in that period of negotiation, everything's going to take on a different context. So Jerry, you know, hitting you in the ribs and saying ha ha, like, you know, Zeke who, like you said, or I don't know the agent's name, is going to be taken in a way different context than if they were, say, 2 or 3 years left until a contract.
Real quick before you go, because Dave Mulligata, Michael's agent, take a lot of shots here from Jerry, from Cowboy fans. But you cover the league.
He's the most powerful agent in the league. Yeah, I mean, he's the most
He
powerful
gets deal
agent.
done with everybody.
He's got quarterbacks. There's certain positions. I mean, you look at the top safeties. Look, this is ballpark, but I think if you pick the top 10 safeties in the league, he probably represents 7 or 8 of them. There's certain positions where he just has all of them.
Defensive back, cornerback.
Yeah,
and
he's a tough negotiator and gets deals for his guys. So this isn't a guy who, again, like he's not a guy who's out there and like you don't see a ton of like him being out there in front of a microphone. Like generally he works quietly, but he's tough to negotiate with, and there's a reason he's so good at the job. And so that was my first thought.
Right.
It's like when Jerry said what he said was in March, I think.
Yeah.
Like this is the wrong guy to pick a fight with.
No.
And David, of course, took it in stride publicly, but he don't remember that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's the same sort of thing as like, and he's not going to get in the way of what his client wants, but it's the same sort of thing as, you know, a player taking on an extra year of injury risk.
Right.
Okay, like you do those things, you start to lose the benefit of the doubt. And look, like where we are right now, Clarence, we know where he's going to be paid.
Right.
Myles Garrett got 40, TJ Watt got 41. He's somewhere north of there.
Yes.
And that's like it's not that there's no doubt where the market is.
Pick up the phone because
Right.
we know the deal is done. I mean, we know
Because-
it's going to be the baseline is 41. How much over 41 is he going to get? Is it going to be 42? It's going to be 45.
And this is what it was. And that's what it is, though. Is like when you look at. So I think because the caps exploded
Right.
at a couple of positions, the market took a huge jump with a single player, right? So with the edge rushers, first it was Nick Bosa. That was a big jump, and
Right.
then the next big jump is Myles Garrett,
Right.
right? And so there's always that. Well, is that deal an outlier? It almost never is. It happened last year.
Right.
The receiver Justin Jefferson got 35. That was way past what anybody was making. And eventually the Cowboys.
Yeah, they
CD
did.
goes in like right at 34. So
And
generally-
and Chase jumped it again. So
and
it's
generally you don't see the market jump like that, and then like that one deal become an outlier. And to me, you're sort of wasting your time if you view it that way, because eventually you're going to get there. And I think now the Garrett deal being done, okay, well maybe that's an outlier. Well, TJ Watt's at 41.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and so I would think you want to wait for Aiden Hutchinson.
No,
Are you waiting for Aiden Hutchinson?
He didn't get that money. He's coming off injury. He can't get that money.
But if Aiden Hutchinson, like if the Lions decide they want to get Aiden Hutchinson done,
Right.
well then you're talking about another layer of it. So the market's the market. They're going to get a deal done. I just think, again, whatever reason you want to assign to it, Jerry likes doing those deals right before the season. Maybe it's because he'll lead first take every day until now, between now and then. But
So Albert likes to talk as much as I do, as you find out. He's long-winded. I'm long-winded. Short-winded answer.
all right,
Before we go, Texas, Ohio State.
It's 1-2
He's
now.
a Buckeye.
it's 1-2.
It's 1-2. Texas is number 1. Okay.
And you know what?
I need tickets. I need you to help me get tickets.
The disrespect.
I need you to help me get
the
tickets.
disrespect that the defending national champions are going to be
You
coming
don't have
in
Arch.
as the lower rated team.
You don't have Arch.
Arch has 2 more starts than our quarterback.
That's all right, but
Has
he's
2 more
He's
starts
a
than our
Manning, son. He's a Manning. Thank you, guys.
I don't let very many people call me son, but this is the old man right over here, the OG.